Good afternoon, and welcome to Reed's Learning Street, where we're all about homeschooling and unschooling. Unschool is the new rule. I am joining you this afternoon, or this evening, or this morning, whatever time of day it is you're going to catch this, with an additional guest that I'm very glad to bring to speak with everyone today. She's a homeschooler from North Carolina, Angela Stewart. Please
Greetings,
introduce
everyone.
yourself and let them know.
Hi, my name's Angela Stewart. I've been knowing Sharice some years now. Uh, we're thick as thieves, closer than friends can be, always sisters. I just needed you all to know that. I am in the educational field. I have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education with a minor in human resource development. I just recently had the opportunity to decide after retirement to open up my homeschool. Thanks to Cherie, the process is moving along very smoothly. I recommend that if you're in need of some instruction to start your homeschooling, that you contact her and also purchase her book. With that being said, I'll let Sharice do her interview.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so Miss Stewart, you do have a background in education. So the first question I have for you is, what made you get into homeschooling?
Actually, I've always wanted to homeschool. I stated my early child education degree. I wanted to start a in-home daycare. Then it was infants to 4 years old, where I could actually prep the child for kindergarten. I did that for a couple of years. And then as I got older, I decided to finish up in with Ford Motor Company, and I'll be retiring next year. With that being said, the reasoning behind me wanting to do homeschooling, one, we're not being taught in those public schools what needs to be taught. And two, I have a fear for our children. And I'm not talking just Black children. I have a fear for all of our children in those public school systems. A fear of them not learning properly, a fear of them not being adequate citizens, to be productive in society, because so many things are unsaid and undone and unwritten and unlearned. And becoming these 62 years old of my age, I know there's so much that I missed. And being a college graduate, it just seems outrageous to me that I've learned more out of school than I did in school. Seriously. And there's a need. There's a need for us to be at home with our children. If you're able, then you should be homeschooling your children. There's no excuse. Learning starts at home. I'm a firm believer of that. And if we can prep them for kindergarten, what stops us from prepping them for secondary school and college? Not to omit high school. We can prep them for all that ourselves, and they'll have a better understanding of the world itself, because we're teaching off of the world and what's true and not what's hidden.
There you go. That's the key thing that I speak on a lot of times. What's not in the school system.
Absolutely.
And preparing them. Okay, so how many children do you have?
I have 3 adult children and 14 grandchildren.
I would have never thought that, but it's okay. I mean, of course, I know that, although you do not carry yourself as such a, someone to have so many grandchildren. You just rip and run. You're up and down the road. You have your babies with you, and you're educating them while you're on the road. So I would actually have to say you're like a road schooler.
Absolutely. I will go from place to place. My thing is to do what it takes. all free time should be some type of learning time. And that's what I try to incorporate when I have my grandchildren. As I previously stated, the plan is to actually open my own homeschooling. My oldest grandson is in North Carolina, that is 13. So I don't want him to go to high school. I'm sorry. I'm afraid for him to go to high school. And if I'm able and can be equipped to get him his diploma, why not do it? Just ask yourself, why not me? It's so very important for us to do for our own children and stop assuming that the teachers are doing what they need to do. There's so many crazy things going on in classrooms now. It's unbelievable. And I'd rather my grandchildren be in a home setting where they're not worried about if somebody's going to come in there shooting. They're not worried about a teacher snapping at them or swinging at them. They're not worried about another child bringing a gun to school or a knife to school. All those things are horrid for a child to have to think about sitting in a classroom.
How can you learn?
How can you learn?
That type of a situation, or
that environment is just that environment itself is so unsafe.
It doesn't give their mind time to grasp learning because they're so stuck on, I got to protect myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. So my next question would be, where do you see yourself in your homeschooling within the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, let me say that I'm going to also incorporate with my homeschooling, helping out the homeless, possibly get a volunteer or two that I can, possibly help out with their assistance. I plan for my schooling to blossom because I'll do it till I can't do it anymore. As I said, I have a passion for education, especially our young children, and it's good to talk about it, but you got to be about it, and you got to do it. So that's where I'm headed. I'm going to do it.
Okay, because now you speak on the homeless. It's a lot of homeless children that need education. It's a lot of homeless older people that also need education to help them to be able to survive in society. So I like
Absolutely.
that idea of including, homeless in your homeschooling plan. That's something that I'm gonna have to check into as well.
Absolutely.
It takes a community.
It does.
We can't forget about those that are less fortunate.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Okay. So what were, or I don't want to say what were, who are some of your role models?
Well, you myself are one of my role models. Absolutely. Also, I really, may she rest in peace, Brenda Perryman was my English teacher who eventually became my mentor, my play mother. She and believe it or not, my fourth grade teacher, Miss Betty Price, rest her soul. Those two teachers inspired me to do what I wanted to do and the way I wanted to do it. And back then, homeschool wasn't talked about, but I did get a whole lot of encouragement and guidance as far as even taking the college courses that I took. They were big and instrumental in that for me. And that's why I'm where I'm at now, because of those two teachers.
Okay.
And that saying that my in school wasn't horrifying, and I did have some mentoring there to encourage me to do what I wanted to do.
Okay, so that speaks on your experience with the public schooling system. What has your current experience been with the schooling system, with your grandchildren? Let's start there.
As I stated before, that when I was in high school and middle school, teachers cared about you. It wasn't just come here, sit down, throw a book in your face, throw some stuff on the board, and that's it. Some of my teachers I had a relationship with, not just, a teaching experience from. And it's not there anymore. Some of these teachers are aggressive. Some of these teachers are just in there doing it because they they don't have nothing else to do, or the money, a little bit of money that they're making. Because I do agree that they're underpaid, but look at the services that they're not rendering to our children. So right now, I just don't feel that our children are safe. And as I said, I'm talking every nationality, every origin, every religion, they're not safe. Being in enclosed buildings is just not safe. And not saying that home is safe. Home is safe, but you can make it safe. So with that being a lot safer than the schools, yeah. So with that being said, it's horrific for me to even know that my grandchildren are going to public school.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so is there a difference from the public school system in North Carolina as opposed to the public school system here in Michigan?
North Carolina, I believe, is the offset of Michigan. There's no communication anymore. I can remember in high school and in elementary school where they would actually call your parents. Nowadays, they're dragging kids out of the classrooms. Bullying is such a big thing now, and it's just sad to think that you can't go to school or send your child to school knowing that may or may not be the last time that you see them. And I'm sure that's a fear that parents have every day. And that's why it's so important that if you're able, then you should be homeschooling. It's simple as that. It's not hard. You can incorporate so many things into learning at home that you don't even get in the school system. Think about that.
Can you give us an example of something that you do at home?
For example, say a math course may be me making pancakes. We got to measure. You got to use measurements. You got to count.
Yeah, because I know they don't have home ec in the school systems anymore.
There's so much they've taken out of the school system that was detrimental back in the day for some of us. And some of you parents can, be honest with yourself and say, I don't remember last time I cooked with my child, or I don't remember the last time, I talked with my child about measurements, or in the store, pointing out pricing, and even going in the clock area, teaching them how to tell time. All of that is homeschooling, and in its finest, if you ask me. So that's what's important. It's important for us to use our resources around us every day, places we go every day, and teach our own children.
Agreed. Okay, so do you have a homeschooling circle in North Carolina that you're already involved in, or any more other parents or family members down there?
At present, no, I don't. But once I get the ball rolling, trust me, it is going to be on fire in North Carolina.
Well, definitely Reed's Learning Street is definitely on board with getting you up and going.
And that I appreciate.
Like I said, we are in connection. We work hand in hand. She actually assists my son, King the Swimmer, with instruction from North Carolina. That's where we get that co-op from. If it's
you got a network,
us,
you got a network, and that's what's so important. Please be on the lookout for my page, my website to come up very, very soon.
Most definitely. As soon as you get that information, definitely get it to us so we can share it.
Right now, I'm struggling with a name, so that's part of the holdup. But I plan to make that decision by the new year. So.
Yeah, because she doesn't even need a name. She just needs to. Well, she's already doing it. She just wants a title or a group name for
I want
her
something,
children.
yeah, to present something to be able to be presentable.
She's already presentable. Look at this goddess, okay?
Passing out literature. I plan to do all of that.
Yes, okay. So I know you did say you have, we only have her for a little bit of time. That's why we're coming in now. So we're not going to be long. Is there anything that you want for everyone to definitely know about you and your schooling system?
Actually, the thing that needs to be known, if you have the smallest capability, then you're able. Don't think that you're not able, because you're able. And that's going to be probably one of the most important aspects of my learning center, to show these children that they're able.
Oh man, that's a message in itself. I think that's the last word right there. You're able. We are able. If not us, who? And if not now, when?
When? Absolutely.
Unlearn to relearn. Unschool is the new rule. Okay. We want to thank you for joining us today. Please tune in. The homeschool guide is still available. Reach out so that you can get your schooling process going. Whenever
Absolutely.
You get access to some good people to help you get going as well.
Networking is very important.
Major importance, because you'll be alone thinking that you're all alone and it can't get done, when we're here to show you that, yes, it can be done. I've been doing this since my son was born, and he's 13 now. Her oldest grandson is 13. You don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to have all this great education and knowledge and etc. You can do it. That's the message, and that's the point, is that you can do it. We can do it.
It can be done.
It can be done. All right. Thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate the interview.
We look forward to you coming back the next time you're in town.
And I shall have more presentation.
Have a great day, all.